This part is called sugar in the gas tank, where our ability to generate power is through our hips and our legs. Like, that's our main form of creating power. Like, our spine has to be good, but we generate the most power through these giant muscles here. I started rock climbing a few years ago now. I wanted to do rock climbing because I thought it would improve my grip strength for jiu-jitsu. I was partially wrong. I mean, it does. You can't you grab onto rocks. But you don't climb with your hands, you climb with your legs. Like, you push yourself up the wall with the more powerful part of your body. You don't pull yourself up the wall, which I was kind of doing in those first days, and my arms were getting burnt out. Whilst I'm in the climbing gym, I'm wearing jiu-jitsu t-shirts, and people are coming up to me saying, I'm thinking about starting jiu-jitsu because I've heard it's going to make my grip strength better for climbing. And I'm like, actually, no, that doesn't really work. Like, you're going to get some grip strength, but normally people who use their legs more generate more power in jiu-jitsu. So we're both looking at each other thinking we're good, but both good for grips. But in fact, we use our legs more. And so if I don't have something on your legs and your hips, you can always generate power. Like, you're still going to generate power. But that's what I mean by putting sugar in the gas tank, where we've already talked about slashing someone's tires. Like, if I disconnect their feet to the ground and put them on bad tires, then they can't generate as much power. They might still have a good engine. But if I put sugar in their gas tank, it isn't going to run as smoothly as it should. And you can feel this in drills where as you're moving around, I want you to keep weight on their hips at all times. Like, as you do side control, mount, rear mount, whatever, turtle, keep weight on their hips. They may still be able to do stuff, but it's going to be a lot slower. So a prime example of this is all I want PJ is going to roll from side control into turtle. He's just going to get up. Or he's going to get from guard or something. So he's going to start side control, and I just want him to get up right. If I have a loose side control here, he rolls away, you get up, stand up. Yeah, exactly. He can get up. I didn't have great control over his hips. But as soon as I put some pressure through his hips, he does the exact same thing again. Do the same. Anything he wants to do, he needed to be able to generate power through his legs. As soon as I put weight on them, he's still doing it, but it's taking so much more effort. His engine is running inefficiently. And so you can feel this exact same drill is asking your partner to do a round where you're just alternating between controlling the hips and not controlling the hips, and get that feedback from them. Like, how does that feel? It's probably going to suck. They're probably going to be very exhausted. So as I'm moving around someone, I'm always attaching myself to their hips. So if we move back a little bit, there's the hip. So as soon as I pass the guard in some way, I attach to the hips in some way, and I keep weight on them. So if he wants to shrimp or anything like that, again, he wants hip freedom. He wants to roll away. If he goes to turtle, there's always weight. He wants to try and move around and re-guard. It sucks. It sucks all of the time. And you can already hear him, like, we've not done much. He's like, this is horrible. Yeah, exactly. And so, are you getting greedy, and are you just going straight for the neck? Which is a fair point. You control one end of the spine. But it's not the powerful end of the spine. Now, you can shut people down by grabbing hold of their head, absolutely. But if you control their hips, you control pretty much every movement they want to do. It always comes through their legs in some way. We can't avoid it. And the more someone is skilled in jiu-jitsu, the better they are at using their legs. Just like better climbers use their legs to climb walls, better jiu-jitsu people use their legs to generate power. And so if you're not controlling their hips, you're giving them free motion to generate as much power as they can against you. Make sure you control their hips. It's a very difficult drill to demonstrate on camera. It's one of those drills you kind of have to do in, like, almost like situational sparring, but a form of sparring where you are investigating. So you're not trying to win, you're trying to figure out how this works. So with a partner, like, go through a round and say, look, I'm going to control your hips the entire time. I'm going to keep weight on your hips and I want feedback. And then do a round where you're alternating and going, right, how's that feel? How's that feel? Investigate it. And if they say, yeah, it sucks way more on the hips. Yeah, and do it as well, like, feel it as well. Ask them to do the same to you. Say, right, keep weight on my hips the entire time and see how you feel afterwards. If you're dripping sweat everywhere and breathing out your ass, it probably works. So control the hips. Do not let them generate power. Put sugar in the gas tank.